Hello, I'm Rowan Coleman and I am an author of about 30 books for adults and children that have been published all around the world in loads of different languages. And I also happen to be dyslexic. I want to talk to you today about the importance of recognising and identifying dyslexia as early as possible, because it has such a huge and important impact on the way that a person learns and a way that they see themselves and their self-esteem. When I was a child in the 70s and 80s, hard to believe, I know, I didn't have that kind of support, and because of that I had very low self-esteem, very low expectations of what I could expect for my future, and a certain amount of frustration, a disconnect between what was going on up here and what I was able to communicate on the page in the written word. And subsequently it did make me feel downtrodden and kind of sad a lot of the time at school. I did what a lot of dyslexic people do to cope in those situations. You know, I memorised the words to hymns so that I didn't get caught out not reading them, not singing along at school. Or sometimes I would just mime because I couldn't be bothered to learn the words. And I would trade my drawings for written word, for topics. And one time I remember I cut out a page from a book on dinosaurs and glued it into my homework book and handed that in. Now, I don't recommend that. That's not a good plan. Don't be cutting up books. Terrible, terrible idea. Also, I got a lot of detention. But those were the sort of things I resorted to try and get by. And later in life, I was in my 20s, was when I was finally confirmed as dyslexic. And it really made the most massive difference to me, because finally I understood what it was that was between me and what I wanted to do, what I wanted to achieve in life. It isn't an overnight cure to identify that you have dyslexia, but it is incredibly important to know what you're dealing with so that you can learn the coping mechanisms and find the way around it. And I'm really passionate about this. I don't want any other children or adults to be trapped behind that glass door, to be able to see and think and imagine all these incredible, wonderful things that they might be able to do, but lack access to the basic tools that they need to carry it out. So I've been published now for about 15 years, and I have been writing for a lot longer than that. And I still obviously am challenged by my dyslexia every day, not as much as my editor, to be fair, but I am. However, I've learned to think of it now as a gift, and it gives me incredibly wonderful insights and ways of seeing the world that I might not have if I wasn't dyslexic. It gives me really great lateral thinking, it gives me really visual imagination, it helps me to see the world in a slightly different way, and it definitely influences my voice as a writer. So when I go into schools now, or if I meet kids or adults who are dyslexic, I always say to them that actually with the right tools, with the right help, you can do anything you want to do. And I have to date published more than 1 million words in print, and most of them are in the right order.